shifters, entrepreneurs on the move, with your host, Amanda Barr, bringing you power-packed 15-minute conversations with entrepreneurs who share their stories of shifting in life and business to keep on the move.
Welcome to the show. This is your host, Amanda Barr. And boy, do we have an incredible shifter with us today. I've got David Meltzer, co-founder of Sports One Marketing and formerly served as the CEO of the renowned Leigh Steinberg Sports and Entertainment Agency, which was the inspiration for the movie Jerry Maguire. David has been recognized by Variety magazine as their Sports Humanitarian of the Year and awarded the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. He is also the executive producer of the brand new Bloomberg and Amazon Prime television series, 2 Minute Drill. His life mission is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. And this simple yet powerful mission has led him on an incredible journey to provide one thing: value. In all his content and the communication, that's exactly what you'll receive. And as part of that mission for the past 20 years, he's been providing free weekly trainings to empower others to be happy. Welcome to the show, David.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. Well, I'm so excited to dive in. Can you tell our listeners more about yourself and how you got to where you are today?
Sure. For me, mine's a journey of my relationship with two different currencies. The first currency is one that everyone's familiar with, which is the currency of money, an object of energy that we put into the flow to get what we want. And the second currency, which is the relationship of faith. Faith I see as an object of energy that we put into the flow to get what we want. And growing up in Akron, Ohio, with a single mom and 6 kids, my primary focus was on the first currency, money. I wanted to buy my mom a house and a car because she worked 2 jobs, raised 6 kids, packed our dinner into a station wagon so she could work those 2 jobs and really put her entire life into her children to empower them to become educated. She had those classic mom statements like doctor, lawyer, or failure, didn't believe the fetus to be fully developed till after graduate school. Everyone asked me how she raised 6 kids on her own, and my siblings were extraordinary academics, went to Harvard, Penn, Columbia, all summa cum laude in the Ivy Leagues, and I did my best to keep up with them, but had a more emotional, intelligent route that I was taking and an economic route that I was more focused on that currency of money to buy my mom a house and a car. But through my journey, when I graduated law school and got involved in the internet in 1992, and my first company, I was blessed. I was able to make $1 million 9 months out of law school, and 3 years later, we sold the company for $3.4 billion in 1995, taking me up to the Silicon Valley, where I worked in the wireless proxy server space with a company called EveryPath, transcoding the internet down to flip phones, WAP phones, and then eventually by the time I was 30, I had everything I ever dreamed of. I was running Samsung's phone division, the first smartphone ever created called the PCE phone, and had my dream girl that I met in the 4th grade as my wife, and building a family and my dream house and everything I wanted I could buy. But at that time, I learned a valuable lesson. I had lost all my faith. I had lost all my passion, purpose. Although I had the profitability to buy whatever I wanted, I was empty, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't happy. And my journey then led me to explore that currency of faith and to shift the paradigm in my life from living in a world of not enough, a scarce world where everything happened to me as a victim, to this incredible world that I thought was happiness, the world of buying things I don't need to impress people I don't like, into an abundant world of being of service to others and providing value, of living in a world of more than enough, of everything for everyone. Things don't happen to me anymore. They don't happen for me anymore. They happen through me for others. I'm here simply to give my life away. No longer do I think money buy love or happiness. I know it allows me to shop, but my primary focus is to shop for the right things, to be of service and of value to others.
Wow. I'm just got a huge smile on my face as you're sharing this, and it touched my heart. And you're just getting started with the show. Thank you for really kind of taking us through that journey and where you started and where you are. And I was going to ask you, if we could go back in time, and you took us back in time, but I'd love to know, like, what was your first day? Because you said you were driven by money, and maybe we go to the first day when you were driven by faith. And what would you have said to yourself on that day if you could go back?
Oh, yeah. For me, I have one simple 2 words that I put by my nightstand still today. Same advice I tell myself when I wake up every morning, and that's radical humility. I would tell myself to ask for help, not take myself so seriously, understand I don't know what I don't know, and I have so much more to learn. So my life and my quest is to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that I do in order to effectuate what I want. And so radical humility has been a component, a stronghold in my life. And if I could go back and teach myself anything, it would be those 2 words, to be radically humble and to look for the lessons and to find the help that I need. And humility was something that I did not practice, but have for the last 16 years that have ultimately changed my life and my perspective.
Love it. Radical humility. I think that's good for all of us to hear those 2 words together and really see all the things you've accomplished and having that as your mantra. Thank you for sharing that. Now, I know that you've worked with some of the greatest in sports and business and accomplished so much, and now you've got a big, big passion you're running after. But I wanted to know, what was your view on success?
So for me, success is changing the aspect of man-made constructs. So success for me is understanding most people see their success in a linear time frame. I look at success in not the time, but the speed. I look at progress, not perfection. I look at detaching my emotions from an outcome, meaning that my definition of success and happiness is simply, are you capable of enjoying having a positive mindset to find that gracious attitude and lens of seeking light, love, and lessons in everything. But can you enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential, not somebody else's, not what's missing in your life, not what other people want for you, not what you don't want, because people spend too much time paying attention and giving attention to what's missing, what other people want or what they don't want. And then they're super surprised that when they get what's missing, what they don't want, or what other people want into their lives, that somehow that's their own accountability. For me, it's the process of enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your own potential.
Woo! Can you repeat that again? Consistent, persistent pursuit.
Yeah, so of your potential. Yes, I always say that. Enjoy, so have a mindset. So to enjoyment is a mindset. It's the ability to find the light, the love, and the lessons, to see pain as an indicator that you have a lesson to learn, to see pain not as a stop sign, but as a turn signal. So if you can enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit, you must have the desire to be what you must be, pursuit of your own potential, then you will achieve or live within the context of happiness and success.
Woo! Those listening, just go back and listen to it again. It's such good information. Thank you for that. That's awesome. I'm going to go back and listen. Now, you have a huge mission. This over 1 billion people to be happy. And I love that. I mean, this is like, just excites me. I'm joining you in this mission because I love it so much. What initially inspired that?
Wow. So what happened for me, obviously I had my own journey of happiness and emptiness and fulfillment through shifting these currencies and my perspective of the 3 worlds. But what occurred in my life, I have 3 daughters, 21, 19, and 16, and a son who's 10. Well, when my youngest daughter was 12, she had a friend that committed suicide. And it really rocked me because I could not understand. I can understand teenagers that get depressed and anxious, and of course people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s that lose their sight or become addicted to things that cause us to, consider taking our own lives. But I couldn't understand why a 12-year-old would do it. So I started doing research and focusing on, what was it? What is this pandemic of, suicide? And it was incredible, the data that I found, how many people commit suicide, the rising rates of suicide in all different age groups and socioeconomic backgrounds and races. It was incredible that this was a pandemic, an epidemic of, unbelievable proportions, and still is, especially through the actual, COVID pandemic. Suicides have increased at an exponential rate from where I did my research before. And so I started realizing, how could I have an impact? And because of my journey, I am capable of teaching people how to be happy, to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of their potential by teaching them values and teaching them the daily practices that help me reach and pursue my potential of happiness, of abundance, of the ability to make more money, help more people, and have more fun. And so as I started doing research and putting my attention and intention into the coincidences I wanted, I started to realize mathematically that I could change the collective consciousness of this idea of suicide and of happiness itself. And happiness was the greatest of all viruses. It was so easily spread. You can spread happiness just by witnessing it. People that are, right? People just listening to my voice, we can spread happiness. And so if I could find 1,000 people like you to empower 1,000 people, to empower 1,000 people, 1,000 times 1,000 is 1,000,000, 1,000,000 times 1,000 is 1,000,000,000. I'd be able to re-engineer and create a collective consciousness of happiness. And I truly believe one little particle of light will overcome 1,000,000,000 particles of darkness. So I have a mathematical advantage in this viral nature of happiness, that the more people that I can teach the values and daily practices of happiness, the perspective, the mindset, heart set, and conscious practices, the collective continuum of conscious that allows us to expand, grow, and accelerate into the joy and happiness of finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything that we do, I can change the world. And although I did receive skepticism, especially at first, and like any great things I achieved in my life, people laugh at me, scoff at me, and made fun of me. But it's amazing now, after being on this journey of doing free trainings every Friday and giving free exercises, guides, my books, and content, it's amazing how many people applaud me and join me in the effort to create this unbelievable consciousness.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, it's incredible where that came from. And, I always get excited when I hear that these tragic situations can turn into so much light, that, you see something, you experience something, you shift that whole perspective, and now you're helping people literally shift their lives and to be happy and to embrace that and to create what they want. It's so exciting. And these free Fridays, can you tell a little bit more about what these free Friday trainings entail? I know you said that it's these different categories, but what is it like to be on it? Is it an hour long, 30 minutes? What does it entail?
Sure. So it started over 20 years ago. I've been doing free trainings every Friday for over 20 years. It started in my office at Leigh Steinberg Sports Entertainment, mostly in sales. And it's grown, especially now through the virtual nature and remote nature of Zoom. We have not only live, over 25,000 people registered every week, but I have one of the top podcasts called The Playbook, and it's featured on Spotify, Entrepreneur, Apple, Google, every platform. And although we have billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, I have every celebrity, athlete, entertainer on there, from Cameron Diaz to Dan Aykroyd to Ray Lewis to Deepak Chopra. The most downloaded, so hundreds of thousands and even millions of people are watching the trainings now, and they vary from 5 to Thrive Sales to Ultimate Ego Training. I even did a training on mommy issues. They last an hour. They start at 11 a.m. Pacific time, but the replays are on Spotify, Entrepreneur, every platform, Google, iTunes, etc. So you can reach it on the Playbook as well. And I give all my books for the training away for free, the exercises, the guides. I have a video course. Everything's for free, simply to empower you, to empower others to be happy. All they have to do is email me directly, david@dmeltzer.com. And I'd love for everyone to join me in this beautiful effort, this beautiful mission of creating happiness and spreading it as fast as we can.
Absolutely. We're going to have the links in the description, so those listening, go to his website, get signed up, go watch the trainings, and go back and watch the pre-recorded ones, because it's just filled with such great content. Now, I have to ask, you were inspired to start the 1 billion, and there's motivation behind that as well. But there's a different take. You say there's a difference. So can you talk about the difference between motivation and inspiration?
Absolutely. So motivation can get you up, get you back up, get you started, get you back started. Motivation occurs from other people. It can occur from outside sources, even fear. Even though fear is, to me, the greatest suck of energy ever created, it actually can get you up, get you started, get you back started, get you back up. But inspiration will get you there. So inspiration occurs inside of you. It's the capability that you have to be in spirit, to realize and effectuate that you are health, you are wealth, you are happiness. And it's the ability to clear the interference between what you already are and allow it to come through you with appreciation, meaning you adding your value, your forgiveness and accountability to give it away. So the realization of the currency of faith, that you're here to give your life away, to receive as much as you can, to allow it to come through you in this abundant universe of more than enough of everything for everyone to give away to others. So inspiration is the power inside of you that not only is connected to the greatest source of light, love, and lessons, but connected to every single thing else relative to you. Motivation is an exterior source which allows you to get started, get back started, get up, and get back up. And it even includes fear. And fear, as you know, like I said, is one of the biggest sucks of energy there is. But one of the purposes or benefits of fear is it will get you motivated, but you need to be inspired to get there.
Incredible. I mean, that distinction between those two is so clear, and it really pulls from the inside, like that inspiration, seeing it really coming from all inside of you, and then motivated by an external force. That's a great way to explain it. Thank you for sharing. Now, is there any other shifts? I mean, you've gone through a lot. You shared so many things, but are there any other shifts that you went through in this process of, where you started to where you are that you think might be very, either worthwhile to share or impact or help somebody?
I think one of the paradigm shifts that I had was the shift in giving. And one of the most common philanthropist comments is, I give to receive. For me, and this is, stating my experience, I think giving to receive is a dangerous motto. It's a dangerous mantra. It's a dangerous concept because I don't think it's realistic of where we live. Meaning that if you give to receive, you're actually in a scarce world. You're one of living in the world of trading or negotiating. If you give to receive, quid pro quo, there's an expectation of condition and judgment that's placed upon it. There's an ego-based consciousness that will create resistance and interfere from the actual pure intention that you may have by giving. So the biggest paradigm shift in giving for me that changed my life was I receive with full unconditional intent to give through me. So no longer do I give to receive as a judgment or a condition or a negotiation or a trade. I actually focus all my energy on receiving as much as I can to make as much money as I can and to give it all away. And it's a much more abundant, expansive perception to receive so you can give, because you can't give what you don't have, than it is to give to receive in some sort of scarce negotiation or trade.
Nobody ever really talks about that, and it's just you open my eyes, wow, in such a simple concept that we get, it's just because people say it, you give to receive, but receive to give is quite the paradigm shift, quite the shift. Wow. Now, I always like to ask two questions as we wrap up these shows. And you've given so much today, of so many nuggets, that it's incredible. But if I could push you a little farther, I always like to ask the question, you're doing what you're doing, and you dove deep with us today. But what do you wish everybody actually knew about what you do?
That's a great question. What I wish everyone knew about me is how important kindness is, and the idea of being kind to my future self and doing good deeds. I think that people don't realize or they underestimate, and they do with me, the power of finding the light, the love, and the lessons and everything of kindness. Kindness to me is the biggest capability that I have, the ability to do good deeds, whether it's to smile at someone or help them across the street or pick up trash or put back a cart at the grocery store, whatever it may be. I have shifted from an ego-based consciousness of having the need to be right, offended, separate, inferior, superior, anxious, frustrated, angry, guilty, all of the secondary needs of the ego that create interferences and voids and shortages and blockages from what I want, to cure that with the simple superpower of kindness. And I wish that everyone could see how important kindness is to me, through me, and for me, and how my main objective is to be kind in all aspects of my entire life to my future self by doing good deeds.
Amazing. And I can feel the kindness. I mean, I know we're audio and I can't see you, but I can feel just through the conversation that kindness shining through, and I love that. Now, with Shifters, the full show is Shifters Entrepreneurs on the Move, and I'm always inspired by those that keep moving no matter what happens. And I know you've got that great persistent pursuit statement, but what keeps you moving?
3 things. I want to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun. And what keeps me moving is pursuing my potential in all 3 of those areas. And because I live in that instant between limitlessness and infinity, knowing that I can't fathom what I don't know even, that pursuit is endless, and the enjoyment of that pursuit is critical. And, that is the essence of my expansion and growth.
Yeah, I can see how that keeps you moving, especially all that limitless, because you just don't know what's coming next, and it's so abundant and full. I would love for you to share, take a few minutes, please share with our audience what's the best way to get in touch with you. How can they track you down? I know you shared it once, but maybe share it again. And if there's anything else that they can get connected with or anything coming they should know about, we'd love to know.
Thank you so much. I do have a brand new TV show on Bloomberg and Amazon Prime called 2 Minute Drill, and we give $50,000 of cash and prizes to entrepreneurs. So try out dmeltzer.com/pitch. Everything else, books, guides, exercises, the playbook you can download everywhere. Just reach out, david@dmeltzer.com. Get my exercises, books, trainings, videos, everything for free. Just reach out. I'll even sign a book, send it to you, and pay for shipping. I do not care. I am here to be of service. Please try out for my TV show, 2 Minute Drill, on Bloomberg TV and Amazon Prime Video. And most importantly, everyone, be kind to your future self and do good deeds.
Amazing. Thank you so much, David, for taking the time today to be on our show, inspire our listeners, give them some shifter wisdom. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Take care.
And for all those listening, keep on the move.
We hope you enjoyed the episode today. We appreciate each one of you for listening and hope you left inspired and motivated to keep on the move. If you think this episode might help or inspire someone else, please share. Don't forget to subscribe and keep in the loop to hear more incredible stories of entrepreneurs like yourself on the move. Thank you for our supporters, RTB Capital Group, Financial Powerhouse, Callcast, and Power Podcasting. Now, get out there and keep on the move.